Welcome to Sports Guy Talking. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about the Grizzlies getting blown out by the Lakers in Game 1 of their series in the first round of the NBA playoffs. More importantly, though, the Grizzlies had their best player suffer a hand injury. It now marks Game 2 as a must-win game for the Grizzlies, as they cannot afford to be down 2-0 in this series against the Lakers. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So, here it is. Are the Grizzlies still fine in the Western Conference? And to be honest, when you look at this Grizzlies team, they have a good roster on paper. Here's the problem though, they don't have a great roster. They don't have future Hall of Famer players outside of maybe Ja Morant, maybe Jaren Jackson Jr. But they don't have guys like LeBron James. They don't got guys like Anthony Davis. You look at this Grizzlies team, they are all depth. But the thing is, what wins you games in the playoffs outside of depth? Star power. And the Grizzlies just don't have enough star power compared to the Los Angeles Lakers. The Memphis Grizzlies were 35-6 at home this year, yet they did not play like the best home team in the NBA yesterday because the Grizzlies got burned on the defensive end. They allowed 16 threes from the Los Angeles Lakers. They allowed Rui Hachimura, I believe that's how you say his name, to score 29 points. They allowed Austin Reeves to score 23 points. They allowed Anthony Davis to get a double-double. He scored 22 points, got 12 rebounds. They allowed Dennis Schroeder to contribute solid minutes off the bench. Yeah, he only put up 7, but he played a huge role in terms of slowing down the Grizzlies' offense. And when you look at LeBron James was only the 4th best scorer. If LeBron James is only the 4th best scorer and they win by 16, then the Grizzlies could potentially be in huge trouble. Because how many times do you see LeBron James struggle that badly and his team ends up blowing out the opponent? I can't recall the last time LeBron James played that poorly in a playoff game and his team ended up winning the game, let alone in blowout fashion. LeBron James only played in 34 minutes, which is actually pretty low for LeBron's standards. Usually you see LeBron James go out for 40 minutes, 42, 43 minutes. He doesn't take breaks if he doesn't have to, but that's exactly what he did yesterday. And the way that he played yesterday, he didn't need to do too much. LeBron James was the 4th best scorer, which to me just sounds absolutely insane to say about, because when you think about LeBron James, you think about the fact that he's an awesome playmaker. You think about the fact that he makes plays happen. You think about the fact that he's a pretty good shooter considering what he was entering the league. LeBron James, there's a reason why he led the league in points in terms of career points wise. So when you look at this Lakers team, if you see them balling out the way that they have been, this is going to be a little bit of a concern for the Memphis Grizzlies, because they can't be having that happening. If Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and Anthony Davis are going off like that, oh yeah, and D'Angelo Russell scoring 19 points as well, the Memphis Grizzlies got no shot in this series. If that's going to happen for the rest of the series, the Grizzlies might as well just call themselves that they are going to get swept, which is going to be absolutely embarrassing for a 2 seed. There has never been a 2 seed that lost ever since I started watching the NBA, but that's what we're on the verge of seeing. When you look at this Los Angeles Lakers team, they seem to have nice depth, and their role players seem to be playing like stars, or at least that's what Game 1 is indicating. The good news for the Grizzlies is, though, this is not just one game. This is a 7-game series, and when you look at these two teams, the Grizzlies have the better team. At least they should have the better team on paper in terms of depth. Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be a solid player. Dillon Brooks is pretty good. Desmond Bane can play. Luke Kennard, he's a good shooter. Tyus Jones, the NBA's his best backup point guard in all the basketball. Yeah, is it going to be hurting that they don't have Steven Adams? Yeah, it's going to be hurting that they don't have him. And honestly, if they had Steven Adams in this series would not even be that competitive. But they don't have him, so that means the Lakers could potentially dominate them on the glass, which is exactly what they did in Game 1. But as far as Ja Morant missing time due to injury, from what I'm hearing with the hand injury, it could be serious, it might not be serious. I don't think Ja Morant's going to play Game 2. He says he's in too much pain, and the fact that it's a shooting hand that's hurt, that makes me wonder, how's he even going to shoot the ball? How's he even going to pass the ball with his usual hand? How's he going to do that? He's going to basically be playing on one hand if he has to play. So that means no Ja Morant for Game 2. We don't know about the rest of the series yet. But even so, I'm not that concerned for the Memphis Grizzlies in terms of winning this playoff series, because of the fact that the Grizzlies have a nice roster, because of the fact that the Grizzlies are a good basketball team, because of the fact that they are well coached and they can shoot the 3 ball really well more often than not. The Grizzlies got dogs on their team. They got guys that can battle it out and can be tough, and they've won games without Ja Morant before. Remember, Ja Morant missed some time last year and this year, and the Memphis Grizzlies did nothing but win. They went 20-2 last year without Ja Morant because Tyus Jones was so good in his place, and this year they went 6-3 in the games that Ja Morant missed due to the gun thing that happened in Denver. So when you look at it from that perspective, the Memphis Grizzlies plugging in Tyus Jones, they're not going to end up missing Ja Morant too much. I'm not saying that Tyus Jones is better than Ja Morant, but what I am saying is that when Tyus Jones is in the starting lineup, the Memphis Grizzlies as a team overall, they just seem to play better for whatever reason. It's also because of the fact that Tyus Jones doesn't turn over the basketball a lot too, and he's a decisive playmaker at the point guard decision. He doesn't make mistakes, and he makes the right passes. He plays within the system. So I think the Memphis Grizzlies will be fine for game 2. They're going to win game 2 against the LA Lakers, and I still think they're going to win the series in 6 games. So I don't think the concern is there yet for me with the Memphis Grizzlies, unless if they lose game 2. The Grizzlies still have a good team. They still are well coached. Cannot overreact to one game that happened just because the Lakers role players got hot from 3 and that they could not miss buckets in the second half. As far as do I think they can win the Western Conference, I don't think they can win the Western Conference because of the fact that the Western Conference is stacked. Based on what I saw from the Grizzlies in game 1, they are not going to the NBA Finals. This is not a team that is capable of beating the Nuggets. They're not capable of beating the Golden State Warriors. They're not capable of beating the Phoenix Suns. Heck, they might not even be capable of beating the Los Angeles Clippers if they had to go up against each other in a 7-game series. But as neither here nor there, the Grizzlies look like a good regular season team that looks like they've probably reached their ceiling in the playoffs. At most, I think the Grizzlies are going to win 1 round in the NBA playoffs. They don't have the personnel that it's going to take for them to get past the team like the Golden State Warriors. I just don't see it happening. But the Grizzlies, they have shown me that they are still capable of beating the Lakers in the series. They just got to make adjustments in the series, like not trying to attack Anthony Davis one-on-one. That's not particularly smart, if you ask me. If you're the Memphis Grizzlies, you keep playing great offense, you move the basketball around, you shoot the 3-ball well. Defensively, you do everything you can to crash the boards and make sure that those role players don't go off from 3. Because if Roy Hachimura is going off for 20-plus points, if Austin Reeves is going off for 20-plus points, then the Lakers are going to win the series rather easily. But I don't expect that trend to continue. That means the Memphis Grizzlies are going to end up being fine in terms of whether or not they can win the series against the LA Lakers. But as far as whether they're fine or not in the Western Conference, I don't think they're going to be fine because I think that they're going to lose in the second round of the NBA playoffs. So that is why the Grizzlies are still fine in their matchup against the Lakers, even though they are not fine in terms of coming out of the Western Conference. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @DustinTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinTran and @SportsGuyTalking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video. Comment down below. Check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.